What's up, guys? Viro here. Welcome to my channel where I pretend to be a YouTuber. Today you have a very special treat and get to see my bald head. Decided not to wear a hat today for the first time on camera. But yeah, we got some fire clips today. Let's get straight into it.
Imagine you go to work every day, you clock in the morning, and then you clock out for your lunch break, and then you take your lunch break, then you go back to work, and then you come home at the end of the day, like as you normally do. Except this time when you get home, dinner is made, the bed that you left unmade that morning when you left for work is now perfectly made, and the room is perfectly organized. There's a hot meal for you waiting at home. Your home, your apartment, or your house has been cleaned spotlessly. Also, all those little things that you couldn't remember to do or just couldn't be bothered to do because you were too tired or you just didn't feel like it, they've been done for you now, so you don't have to worry about them anymore. Your home is perfectly decorated in a way that makes it feel so comfortable and beautiful for you to come home to, and also in a way that you don't really have to do much to maintain it. Also, when you get home...
Wow. So she's acting like her life is so difficult. She doesn't even have a job. She doesn't pay for anything. She just takes care of, the housely chores and stuff like that, which is kind of funny because plenty of single men do all of those things while working a job. I do all of that stuff my own. It's not that crazy. She didn't even mention kids, which is telling you that she doesn't even have to take care of children. Yet she's complaining about it on TikTok, acting like her life is so difficult, and the guy, the provider, has it so much easier by having to work every single day. And this next clip is pretty funny. After the first clip, it works perfectly.
You're acting really
Not that one.
Being a stay-at-home mom is the hardest job in the world. That's crazy, because being a stay-at-home dad is the easiest job on the planet. Today, I woke up early, 5:45, because that's what time my daughter gets up. I made pancakes, sausage, eggs for everyone, including my wife. Then I cleaned downstairs, cleaned up all of the mess I made making that breakfast, and then I took my daughter to the aquarium. I've been home for the past 6 weeks. I've been to the splash pad 6 times, and I've not gotten tired. Oh, by the way, I'm sick today, too. I feel like absolute dog shit. And then now we're going to hang out for a little bit. I'm going to fix them a decent lunch. Then I'm going to do laundry. We'll probably go to the park or something, and then I'll come back, and I'm not tired. This is so fucking easy. I love this. It's not only easy, it's rewarding. I was spending 10 hours a day making someone else rich and getting zero recognition for it. And now I get, oh my God, you're so strong. Oh my God, you're the best dad. This is awesome. Blah, blah, that's it. And then what happens? They fight each other every once in a while. They're loud. Oh, it's overstimulating. Oh, I don't get interactions with other people. I don't like other people. I don't want them. The 2 people that I like the most out of anyone on the planet are my children, and they're here. I like hanging out with them. You guys are tripping, and you're unappreciative and lazy. The end.
Yep. W for this guy, man.
You're acting really fucking crazy right now. I've told you he's like a brother to me. Like, how many times am I gonna have to say that before it clocks in? He's like a brother that I fuck sometimes. You're acting really fucking crazy.
Yeah, exactly. If you're with a girl, she doesn't need to have guy friends that are a brother to her or super close. It's just weird.
I'm not even gonna hold your hand when I tell you this, sis, but leave his ass. Leave. Move out. Get your starting over apartment and just leave him, sis.
Wow, that's what we're doing on TikTok. Without knowing anyone's relationship, what's going on, any details, telling them just to leave to get your own apartment. Like, what's so great about that? I got my own apartment. I'd rather have a home with someone I loved, and hopefully I'm working towards that, but that's just ridiculous that you're gonna recommend every woman just to leave her relationship so you could live in your own apartment. Anyways.
You cannot convince me that the sassy man apocalypse is not the downfall of the United States of America, because the one thing you see in countries standing strong, like China or Russia for that matter.
Sassy man. I don't know. The only sassy men I see are the gay ones. They're definitely sassy, but what she's talking about is probably guys that don't put up with shit, and it really bothers them.
are masculine fucking men who understand that it is their job as a man in society to protect and provide for women, children, and fucking elderly. I am just so sick of like incels and
Holy fuck.
passport bros and the male loneliness epidemic hopping on the internet and using it as an echo chamber so they can sound like the new bitter baby mamas of this fucking generation. This shit has got me fucked up. The points that you guys make are so fucking stupid. Like, you guys all chase the same upper 10% of men. Yeah, duh, bitch. That's only because roughly 10% of the population in the United States of America has fucking money, and that's on the account you don't have spine enough to stand up to the patriarch that's systematically oppressing all of us and turning you into a fucking free-range tax slave so you couldn't afford the bitch you wanted even if you fucking tried. Do you guys understand how fucking insufferable have you read the Epstein files? Do you know what the president and majority of politicians and pastors at churches are fucking accused of? That means
The majority of pastors and churches are in the Epstein files. I don't believe that. Trump in the Epstein files, okay, he knew him. I'm sure there's a lot of people hiding things, but this is a stretch.
from the moment I enter this earth, as a fucking baby in diapers, still shitting myself, I run the risk of being a victim of SA or rape. I can't even say the actual word on the internet because it's banned. That is how far men go to dodge taking accountability for their crimes against fucking humanity. They have implemented community standards that don't even allow the victims to talk about it or have real conversations. What fucking world are you living in? And then the women who do want to marry, yeah, they should be compensated for having to suffer you as a fucking human being. Of course they're all going for the same 10%. Me, I said, fuck it. I'd rather die alone with cats. A cat's not gonna leave me when I get a fucking cancer diagnosis. I'll tell you that much. A cat's not gonna try and essay my 10-year-old daughter when I'm not fucking looking. A cat is not gonna...
Alright, so this woman is talking about the very small minority of guys that are shitty and just decides to throw all men in that box and say they're all shitty and not worth it. And I'm glad this woman is not dating anymore or has given up, because no man is going to be with this insufferable, miserable woman. You think she's happy with her cats? Do you think does she seem happy at all? This seems like a very miserable person, a miserable existence, and she's just not going anywhere.
Vote against my fucking rights, knowing my income contributes to a household he doesn't even have the ability to provide for it 100%. I'm sick of this shit. You know, good men get fumbled too. Good men? Where? The best case scenario in the United States of America is you find a man who's harmless. Men aren't fucking peaceful. That's why I need a woman to be my baby. Of course.
Dude, men are way more peaceful in relationships than women. Most men are chill. They're not dramatic. They're not emotional. They just want to be left alone, get laid, have some good food, and relax when they're not working. It's pretty simple. Alright, I'm done listening to that chick. That was hard to get through.
No, because why would you be with a man who is doing worse than you when we literally live in a society that has given him every single competitive advantage to be better?
Like what? What competitive advantage? DEI? You know, they're giving women jobs just because they're women. They're not doing that for men.
Than you. It is truly that simple. And the reason that there are women who are confused by this concept is because from a very young age, we have been indoctrinated into glorifying romantic love, prioritizing marriage, and also believing that
which is good for humanity as a whole. You know, having children is a good thing. You know, the feminism is the problem. Feminism is the root of a lot of issues, including what you're talking about.
worth is tied to a man picking us. That is why patriarchy so desperately needs women to have low self-esteem and also to some extent hate ourselves, because that is the only situation in which a woman would then actively choose to be with a man who falls short compared to her across every life category. There is no situation or example on this earth.
Every life category. What's that? Are you talking about your career, making more money? What other life category are you talking about? You're not very good looking. That's one category where you fail. I mean, you're not desirable for a man. Your attitude is terrible. You're coming close to 40, if not 40 already. You're not pleasant to be around. Why would a man pick you? They wouldn't.
That would make that make sense. It does not make sense to enter into a situation or to be with someone where you are then worse off. And we all know at this point that in general, marriage is usually high risk, low reward for most women. So if you are someone who still wants to get married or you still want to be in relationships with men.
Women usually win in divorce. They usually get half of everything when they didn't work for it. That's usually how it goes, even though the women initiate divorce like 75% of the time.
I would strongly encourage you to best position yourself. And a way to do that is to make sure that that man that you are choosing is in a better position. No, because why would you?
Yeah, so that when you divorce him, you can take his shit.
I feel like ever since I stopped being a stay-at-home wife, got divorced, and started dating again, like, the matrix has fucking opened up to me and how I see how men treat women. It's appalling. And I just, like, couldn't see it, blinders on, because I was so locked into, like, my marriage.
Dude, I don't see misogyny anywhere in real life. I don't know any men that hate women, period. I see women getting treated with respect as long as it's deserved. If a woman's gonna be a bitch, she's gonna get treated like a bitch. But I do not see women being treated unfairly, oppressed, nothing like that. These women live in such delusion. Where do they come up with this shit, dude? I'm sure it's from TikTok. They're just like creating these storylines and these theories that are just absolutely ridiculous.
And one man and being a stay-at-home wife and like having to make this like traditional life that I chose for myself, like work and look good and stand on it because that's what I chose.
Well, you're failing at that. You don't look good. Another septum ring theory. You're beat to bits. You don't look like you're in shape. You're a Karen. You're not desirable. Nobody wants you, and you're mad about it.
But now I don't have to choose that anymore. My eyes are opened. I feel like being married and being like a young, pretty stay-at-home wife like protected me from like the blatant disrespect.
Pretty? That's a bit of a stretch. I'd say you're not really pretty. I doubt you were even 5 years ago. Like,
the misogyny and hatred that women bear from men because I was in this position that men respect. So many men did like the most to treat me with respect because I belonged to another man and I was doing the whole like trad wife thing. Unpunishable woman, I love her, she's changing my life. She pointed out how you can never earn a man's respect. It's impossible to earn a man's respect. Respect is something you just give. Respect is something.
Not true. Women earn respect just like anybody else. You don't give a woman respect for no reason. They have to prove that they deserve the respect. 100%.
You choose to do. Every day these men wake up and they do not value my agency or my dignity or my inherent worth or value as a human being.
Who?
Only what I can offer them.
What are you talking about?
I feel like ever since I stopped being a stay-at-home.
Good Lord.
Literally never thought I'd be one to just be crying on the internet, but
they all do.
I've been doing really good. I've been like super confident in where I am in my life and my friendships and my career, and I live alone with my 2 cats in LA. LA is very expensive. I just got a new car. I have a lot to be proud of.
Yep.
But man, I'm gonna be 33 next month.
Oh man, she's cooked.
And I'm just so tired of the dating game. Like, I'm so tired of the dating game. And I'm tired of being single. And this is not like a pick me video. Like, I just feel like as kids, if you're a millennial like me, we were kind of like painted this perfect picture of like, you're gonna fall in love and get married and have kids. And
you could have done that. Definitely. When you're in your 20s, you could have found a man. It's not that hard, especially if you look good and you're going to be respectful, kind, willing to pull your weight, have children. It's not that hard. Women have life on easy mode, especially from, the early 20s to around 30. Easy mode, but then they give that part up, and then once they hit 30, 35, 40, then they want this to settle down. They're out of that stage of wanting to party all the time, and it's too late at that point.
And I'm lucky to like have a lot of love in my life, and I have a lot of great friendships, and I've witnessed a lot of amazing relationships. So I'm not saying that it's not possible, because I've seen it be possible. I have friends that have amazing husbands and they're super happy, but I've also seen friends that have like gotten married and gotten divorced, and seen friends that are in relationships that I think they're settling in. And as someone that like, I have worked so hard to build my life, and I'm very, very proud of where I'm at. I am tired of feeling like in order to be in a relationship that I have to settle. I feel like dating is just not the same. I don't know if that's true or not, or maybe, our standards of as women has just changed. I think it's changed a lot.
Yeah. You can find a match. You can find a man and a woman that are completely equal in looks, social status, sexual market value, whatever, but the woman will think she's higher just because of all the attention she gets on social media, because how men treat her, for so many reasons. But the woman is going to think she's far superior than what she is. Like, if I was a matchmaker, I can match two people. Like, okay, you guys, on paper, looks wise, career wise, whatever it is, you look perfect for each other. 9 out of 10 times, the woman's not gonna like that choice. She's gonna think that she could do better, and that's the problem.
But I just am tired, and I want to have a family, I want to have kids, but I don't want it to just be with anybody. I want it to be with someone that I'm proud of and someone that I admire. And I want to be with a partner that it feels equal, and it doesn't feel like I have to like chase somebody, or feel like I'm putting in more effort, or feel like I have to compromise on my boundaries and the things that I want in order to be in a relationship. And I'm just getting really tired. And I don't want to be on dating apps, and I will meet people in the wild, and it feels inconsistent, and it feels like men feel like they have all the time in the world, and women feel like we are running out of time constantly.
Because you are. Men do have a lot more time to have children, to get married, to even hit their prime. Like, I'm 39 and I'm still in my prime, and I feel like I'm getting more into my prime every year. I'm not worried about running out of time or anything like that anytime soon. I still want to get married, have children, and I know I am running out of time in some regards. Like, it's got to happen somewhat in the near future, hopefully, but it's not like I have this fear like these women in their early 30s are like, they're on the clock, they're thinking about it, they're gonna have to rush into something that they don't really want, or with a guy that they're not really in love with, and it causes a lot of this. We're seeing more and more of this, and we're going to continue seeing women like this. These videos are going to be rolling out every single day, I guarantee it. But yeah, I got the gist of it. I think we're going to move on to the next video.
Let's talk about some of my hot takes in dating. Number 1, if that man walks ahead of you, he doesn't like you. Yeah, it actually is that deep. Another hot take that I have, which a lot of you are probably going to disagree with me on. If you are monitoring your partner's whereabouts on social media, so whether that be tracking to see what girls they're following, what posts they're liking, I don't think that you should be in a relationship. It's not to say...
I agree with that. You shouldn't have to keep an eye on what your partner is doing. In fact, if your partner is that into social media, then they're probably looking for outside validation and you shouldn't be with them. Like, I'm not going to worry about those type of things if I'm in a relationship. And if I am in a relationship and that's going on, then you shouldn't be together. Just exactly what she just said.
That they aren't doing anything shady. They are doing something shady. Why are you even with them? Because you should trust your partner. It's either that or if you feel that level of insecurity, you probably are not ready for a relationship and you need to do some work on yourself. You deserve to date someone that you can trust and that makes you feel like they aren't doing anything shady on social media. Another hot take that I have is that if he says that all of his exes are crazy, Diva, he's the crazy one. Trust me. There's two parties in a...
Absolutely. I agree with this one 100%. And how common, guys, is it for a girl you start dating to say that all of their exes are crazy? Maybe not like that, but they'll mention them like, oh, this guy was a narcissist, this guy was crazy, this guy was abusive. Like, they're all just terrible guys. So it's either they're not as terrible as she's leading on and she's making it seem like it, or she just picks terrible men. Either way, it's not a good sign. Like, I've been in a lot of relationships long term, up to 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, several relationships. I don't look at any of my exes as bad people at all. Like, even after we broke up, most of us were on somewhat good terms. You know, none of us cheated on each other. Nothing terrible happened, and I do think they're good people, and I think that's a healthier thing. Of course, some people are gonna have terrible stories or things that happen, so they are gonna hate their ex, but it shouldn't be every relationship that they've been in is with a fucking horrible person. Like, that's definitely a red flag.
Relationship, it's never one-sided. There's both people that are involved, and to solely blame an individual and say that they were crazy and that's why the relationship ended tells me that he probably doesn't know how to take accountability.
Yeah, exactly. The accountability part's a big part of it too. Like, I admit in past relationships I did things that I shouldn't have done, the things that I wouldn't do now if I wanted a relationship to work. I've learned from my mistakes. Like, I'm not gonna come on here and act like I'm a fucking dating coach or a guru. I'm not, but I do have about 20 years of dating experience, long-term, short-term, everything in between, and I have learned a lot. If I would have known this stuff when I first started dating, I promise I'd be in a completely different situation. Like, maybe one of those relationships would have worked out, or maybe I would have found another relationship with someone that I ended up marrying. Something like that probably would have happened, but that's what I'm here for, is to show men the way. Younger men with less experience, to lead you on the right path so that you don't have to learn the hard way like I did, so you know what to look for.
And that's not a good sign in a relationship. And lastly, he should be treating your birthday as the most important day of the year. Even more important than Christmas.
No, that's ridiculous. I mean, it should be a special day, in my opinion. Take him out for dinner, get him a little gift, something like that, but it's not, like, I can't stand when women have birthday months. 30 days, birthday month. Like, every day is supposed to be their birthday for a whole month. Bro, for my birthday, I don't do anything. You know what I do for my birthday? I work, because it's just a normal day. If I'm in a relationship, then yeah, I would love to go out for dinner. Maybe, get a special little something, if you know what I mean. But, I get that anyways on a regular. It's nothing special, but yeah.
Okay? Because it's your birthday, and that was the day that you were born and brought into his life. And if he isn't treating it as the Queen's birthday and taking it the day off and spending time with you, go and find a man that will. Let's talk about some of my hot...
Alright, it's cool. Well, I think that's all I got. Time flies when I'm doing this. It's crazy. It feels like I've been doing this video for 5 minutes and it's 25 minutes. So yeah, I also wanted those of you who watched a couple of my videos, I'm brand new at this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not good at this. I am trying to get better. I'm trying to get more comfortable being on camera. I'm the type of guy that I hate even getting pictures taken of me. I avoid videos at all time. I don't like any of it. It's totally out of my realm, but that's why I'm doing it, is because I want to get more comfortable speaking on camera. You know, I used to hate hearing my voice, like absolutely. Like when you get an echo or something like that, I'm like, God, I sound like such a fucking nerd. Like, couldn't stand it. So I'm kind of facing things I don't like about myself, and you know, hopefully something good will come out of it. But if anyone has any recommendations, things you'd like me to do, different things to cover, just some advice of how should I do more editing or anything at all, just leave it in the comments, and you know, I might make some changes here. But thank you guys for checking this out. I appreciate you. Yeah, we'll see you next time. Peace. Viro.